Okay, welcome Evolution family. Today's call regarding your commissions and sign up with ADP Work Market. We appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy day to be here. Once again, Ron said this in the beginning. This call is for US based agents only. All international agents, please stay on because, like Ron said, you can help other agents in the United States if they happen not to be on this call. But if you are an international agent, there will be a post in the Travel Cafe this week about your payment process. So don't panic because the good news is you'll be paid as you normally are through Wise, Payoneer, or any other platforms we use to pay you. And this is international only. This is what we're going to stay as of right now. Ron, would you like to add anything regarding international agents?
Yeah. So in the past, one of the problems was, and one of the reasons we've gone to ADP is to be able to uh, reduce the amount of time to pay out to the international agents, because we used to be very we used to have very low daily limits that we could pay out. We've got those increased. Everyone international will be paid no later than next Tuesday, which will be the 2nd. And it is my goal to get everybody paid on the 1st. It is likely that we will start international payments on Friday. I don't guarantee it, but if all goes well, we will start international payments on Friday, and they will all be out no later than Tuesday, and they will come through the normal channels, which will be Wise, Remitly, and Payoneer. We are looking to go to one pay source. The reason we did not go with ADP is because it would have been extremely expensive for the international agents, much more than what is currently being done, and we didn't think that was fair. So what I have done is promised to adjust and pay faster until we could get one single payee out in a given basis. So that's where we are with the international.
Thanks, Ron. I appreciate that. That makes it a lot easier for me. Okay, I want to walk all the agents, the U.S. agents, through the process so far where Archer Travel's gone. So just so you know the process, invites for ADP went based on commissions tracking form submissions and availability of commissions for this payment cycle. If you haven't received an invitation yet, don't panic. You may not have commissions pending for this payment, or your account may have been temporarily inactive during the cycle of us sending these emails out. And now you're active again. And it does happen. So don't panic because we have a solution. There will be some invites going out this week for these temporary inactive agents. Angela and our team is in the back right now working on all those emails to be sent out this week for those who were inactive accidentally or just for whatever reason. So please watch your email for the invite at hi, that's hi, at workmarket.com. If you think your account may meet this criteria, be ready for that email. So how the process worked, Angela and the accounting team, commissions team went through everything on pending commissions, paid commissions, and for the last 3 weeks, we've sent out 4,000 emails. That was our first step. So we sent out 4,000 emails to agents getting paid either this payment cycle or potentially the next payment cycle, or who has made a payment or who's had received a payment recently. Then in the last 72 hours, we sent out 3,848 emails to agents that are going to be pending receiving commissions in April that we're aware of so far based on commission tracking forms, money that we've received just recently, late last week and early and just today. So we sent out 7,848 emails. So please be on the lookout in your email, your spam, junk mail from hi at workmarket.com. That's hi at workmarket.com, because most likely everyone on this call has probably received an email. I got my email. It did accidentally go in the junk as an example. I found it. I took care of it. So just please look for hi at workmarket.com for your email. I think we have Juliana from ADP on this Zoom. Amanda, can you find Juliana out of everyone that's here? Or
Yeah, I got
Juliana?
her.
What, say
Yay,
that
I
again?
got unmuted. Hi,
All right.
guys.
So everyone, this is Juliana with ADP. She is our rep that's going to be with us every step of the way. She's been with us from day one, helping the evolution side with Katira and everything going on there. We wanted to give a big shout out to Katira, who's on this call too. to make sure I don't screw this up. And we have Juliana here because Juliana can help. Juliana, we've received a lot of calls, emails, and questions from agents that are on this right now. So we do have some questions for you that we hope you can answer for us. So here's the first question we have. How long does it take to register and to get approved by ADP?
Great question. And I did want to double check. I know we actually have our head of implementation, both Brian and Mark. You don't necessarily have to unmute them yet, but Brian or Mark, if you could just put in the chat, or if we can unmute them, that would be awesome. There'll be a secondary voice for myself too, but thank you for having me on the call. I appreciate it. To answer that question, once you get the invite or the email and you click on that link, you plug in your tax, you plug in your banking information, you are going to be verified on the tax information side. Normally it's same day, if not next day. Longest we've seen is 2 days. That's just based off of if you're plugging in the information really late in the evening, a weekend, etc. But it should be actually same day for that tax verification, which is awesome. Some people see it within like the hour, so that's great. But again, do not panic if you don't see it right away. It is still verifying behind the scenes just with our internal ADP technology. And then banking information, same thing. Normally a pretty instant verification. If you utilize a smaller credit union, that's always the question we get. Sometimes it'll take a little longer to verify. We may even do a penny deposit. And that's just because we want to make sure when you get paid your commissions, it goes right to your bank account. So pretty dang quick, I should say, from our end. But again, do not panic. Some of that maximum timeline would be that day or two. And again, Mark and Brian, if you're on the call and we're able to unmute them, if they have anything to add there, that would be awesome. But yep, pretty quick for you guys as soon as you get that email and plug in your info.
Perfect. Because perfect example, in just 72 hours, we've had 1,614 register and get approved. So ADP is doing working as fast as they can overtime during the weekend to approve everyone. So please be on the lookout for that email or go in your past history the last 3 weeks from hi@workmarket.com. We appreciate that. So the second question we have for you, as an agent, can I have more than one account? If yes, explain how to get multiple accounts.
Great question. And to specify there, we mean one work market login. Is that right?
That's correct. One work market login. Yes.
So you'll have one work market login. The reason we do that is because we don't want you guys to have to create all these different emails and verifications and login in 8 different spots. But what you're able, though, is to be paid out by separate businesses. So for example, you can be paid out through Archer Travel or Evo Evolution. The good news with that is you'll be able to view everything in one profile. So all those invoices with payment, you're going to see, hey, I was paid out from Archer Travel, the amount, the details. And then if you were paid out, for example, from Evolution, you would see the amount you were paid out and it'll say Evolution. So one-stop shop from a login perspective, but of course you can be paid out from multiple business entities.
Perfect. Now switching gears on this question, this was one that come up a lot, maybe about 50, 60 times in the last week or so. Agents have said, I already have an ADP account with my other job. How does this affect my account?
Great question. So 2 things there. You may have what's called the ADP mobile app. So that is actually our W-2 technology. That is completely separate from the ADP work market login, even though, again, all ADP. So that will stay separate just because we know obviously you're going to get a separate W-2 form on your W-2 job with ADP, and you would get what's called that 1099 NEC through ADP work market. Or again, some of our W-2 technologies still pay out in a different way. So if you have the ADP mobile app, that's okay. You can keep that separate. If you have another business that's paying you out through ADP work market, so ADP work market specifically, we are still able to link you guys up on the back end. I know Ron and Reggie, we've got a ton of people behind the scenes that are working overtime to link these accordingly. So what we're doing is we're fixing all those bugs. If you do have a specific case scenario, let us know, but we're literally cross-referencing everyone we possibly can. So again, you have one simple login. So keep that in mind there.
Fantastic. Now here it gets a little trickier for you. So I
Okay.
let you with some easy ones. Now I got some trickier ones.
Perfect. Some curveballs.
So some curveballs we'll say, since it is baseball season. As you know, everyone has a social security number here in the United States, but they also have an EIN number. So if they have obviously the one social security number and an EIN number, how many accounts can they have if they have two entities of that?
You know what? That's a great question. Mark, Brian, I don't know if you're on, if you're unmuted, if you could highlight this because I want to make sure that we explain it correctly for especially those 1099 NECs at year end.
Yep.
So Mark, Brian, I don't know if we might need to unmute them. Let me know.
I can't, there's multiple Marks and Brian's in the chat. Do you have a last name or?
Yeah. Amanda, that might be helpful. So Brian DeMontro, so D-E, and gosh, I'm gonna have to do this on memory. Brian's like, please spell my last name right. D-E-M, hold on. He's got the little.
Did he hold up his hand?
Yeah, I haven't seen them in chat, so.
That's okay. So
Okay.
Brian, last name is D-E space M-O-N-T, and then R-E. Let me know if that's enough there. If you can't find Brian, that's okay. We'll
I
see
found him.
Okay.
So I'll repeat the question for Brian. I have one
Awesome.
social security number, obviously, and I have one EIN number. How many accounts can I have?
Sure, great question. So the answer there, and by the way, Juliana, great answers all before, nothing else to add. Thank you very much. With Work Market is unique in that profile that Juliana just previously described, where you have one login with one account and one tax ID, right? That's the key there. So
Yep.
Work Market is unique by tax ID. So if you have both a social and a FEIN, then in that case, you do require two Work Market accounts, but it would be maximum two Work Market accounts.
Fantastic.
And then just to add there, that's built by design, and thank you, Brian, so we can file your taxes correctly at year end. So yep, we can absolutely set those up accordingly, and we'll be able to do that on the Work Market side. So thank you, Brian. We appreciate you.
So last curveball I have for you regarding accounts.
Okay.
This one's a little tricky. So I have an EIN and social security, but I have one email address I use for both. Can I do that? Can I have one email address for those two accounts?
Brian, you may have to, I might tap you again on the shoulder here. I apologize.
And I do apologize, but these are the questions that we're getting that we just don't have the answers. And this is a better platform to get straight from you guys.
No, Reggie, no need to apologize.
No worries. I'm back.
No.
Thanks for getting me off of mute, and great question. So, and I went on mute too fast before I was about to add that in addition to the tax ID, the other unique identifier in Work Market is email address. So we can't house both the federal employee identification number and the social within one email address login. However, what we see our clients commonly do, and their independent contractors and agents, is they use an alias address. So for those that are familiar or have, say, a Google account, you could put your name or your email address and add a little plus symbol before the @ sign, and that will create what we call an alias email, allow you to have a unique email, but also to receive all the notifications to one inbox, essentially your primary email. Let me pause to see if that makes sense, because I know I described that quickly, and I'm sorry I'm in the car right now, but an alias email address would be a way to easily solve for that. And Reggie, perhaps we could, I'm sure we have something written up to help anyone that's looking that needs help or otherwise creating an alias, or independently just using a separate email account from the primary.
Gotcha. And we will, Evolution family members, what we're going to do is these questions and multiple questions that we're going to get after this call, we're going to build an FAQ sheet in the Travel Cafe. We're going to have an ADP area for an FAQ sheet so they can go back to this. We'll have this video living there as well. So just give us a day to build all this and put this in the Travel Cafe so you guys can, these questions will be answered too. We will have an FAQ section, so we'll get that in writing. Last question of the big 6 questions that we've been getting the last 3 weeks. This is regarding e-wallet and payment card. is there a limitation on how much I can receive or spend or use in a day, week, or a month?
That's a good question. Brian, I don't know if there's limitations with Wisely. I haven't heard on my end, but please let me know if I'm incorrect in that.
Oh, thank you for taking me off of mute. And also, I'd like to see if phone a friend here. Mark Corrales is on the line with us. Last name Kerlus. Mark would probably know best. I don't know of any limitations either, Juliana. And one thing I can add on that Wisely card is transfers are same day as well. So as soon as payments are made in Work Market, funds are available within on that card within a few hours. But Mark, were we able to find Mark and perhaps get him off of mute?
Yeah, I did, and then he muted himself again. So let me just grab him again.
All right, thank you. I did that to myself too, and then I couldn't get back off.
There we go.
Sorry about that. Am I here now?
Yeah, e-wallet and payment card.
Got it. So, in terms of the payment amounts in Work Market, there's no real limit in terms of how much somebody can get paid in the system. The max withdrawal amount is $100,000 per day. So unless anyone we know is getting compensated more than that, we can obviously take a look at it. Outside of that, on the Wisely side, if anyone is signing up specifically for a Wisely card, similar to Juliana and Brian, we'll circle back and get an answer on that one so we can get it documented out. I don't want to misspeak on the latest terms and conditions on the Wisely card, but I'm not aware of any limits. We'll double check that though.
Perfect. Well, thank you. And once we get the answers, everyone, we'll put it in the Travel Cafe under the FAQs just to help assist everyone. And just so you know, this will be posted tomorrow in the Travel Cafe. It does take some time to load up and put in the Travel Cafe, just so everyone knows. So plan on it tomorrow in the Travel Cafe, and we'll keep updating the FAQs as well. Katira is on the call. Ron is on the call. Ron, Katira, do you guys have any comments or anything you'd like to add to this before we allow ADP to get back to work to accept all our agents?
Ladies first.
Hello, everyone. This is Katira Ware from Evolution Side. Thank you for joining the call. We are getting lots of questions. I think over everything that I've heard, the only thing that I thought might not have been answered as clearly as possible is I think the confusion for the people that have the multiple accounts, they don't realize, or for example, you have one tax ID, EIN, and an SSN. Some of you, if you've already been established and you have one account and you've got everything all locked together, that's great. If you have two accounts with an SSN and two accounts with EIN, the two will be connected on the Evolution and Archer side. So you won't have to worry. You've been contacting Work Market and they've been saying you can't have two for your SSN, you can't have two for your EIN. We are taking care of the connection for those accounts on our side. So don't worry about it. We will connect them. We apologize for the inconvenience or delays, but we are connecting all accounts with the same tax ID. That was one. The other thing I think I heard was people asking, it was one other thing and it just kind of slipped my mind, but overall, I just want you guys to know it's going to be a little bit, but we're taking care of it all. So we are going to answer all the questions. Don't worry if you haven't received the email. It came back to me. The biggest thing with the email, guys, and I know people are saying, I check my spam, I check my junk mail, I don't have it. This may be for Juliana, and I'm sorry I badgered your name there. Where I'm seeing or what I saw is I was sending the invitation from Work Market, but a lot of people still didn't get it. So I had to literally send it from my first lady at myevolutiontravel.com. Is there any way we can check to see how those people that aren't receiving it, we've sent it out, but they're not getting it if we send it through the system, Work Market system? If I go back there and I hit the invite to the Work Cloud, they still don't get it. They didn't actually get it until I went to First Lady. So is there something we can do about that?
Great question. And I know our team is literally cross-referencing agent by agent on who's getting paid on this upcoming and who hasn't fully been onboarded, so we can trigger any additional touch points. So I'll get with the team, Katira, and see from those individuals who maybe aren't fully onboarded if there's a better, different way we can send the invite out so everything's verified beforehand. But I do know it. And Nick Greco, who couldn't be on the call, he's one of our amazing implementation specialists all weekend. He was actually cross-referencing those with you guys too, because if you can't tell, we're super excited for you guys to utilize the system and get onboarded. To Katira's point, I know right now it feels like a little bit of a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces, but I assure you our team is doing everything we can. So yes, we can cross-reference anyone who hasn't been fully onboarded and then see if there's a different way we can get that invite out. I'm happy to do that and connect with the team on the back end, of course.
Fantastic. Katira, thank you so much for joining. It means a lot to all of us. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. And yes, I think that's our biggest thing is that it's not the people that are half completed, where they have bank or they have tax. It's the people that don't have either that are still saying that they don't have a link. They don't have it in junk mail. They don't have it anywhere. So I had to go outside of Work Market to actually get them to them on my end. And that's something that we may have to do.
Yep.
But I'm glad to be here. Thank you, guys.
Katira, we appreciate you.
Ron.
A couple of things. There was a question that came up that I think is important to answer. And you had mentioned it early on the call about temporarily being inactive. Someone goes temporarily inactive if for some reason their credit card doesn't clear. And then we try to re-clear that card within about 3 days. And so they may quote unquote be temporarily inactive. That doesn't mean they're not going to get paid. It just means that it puts a glitch in the system and they may have during that period of time not received the email. So that is being addressed and taken care of. So temporarily inactive just means there might have been a glitch on your credit card that has been fixed and will be reprocessed and you'll be getting the email. That's one. The second one, and I always get in trouble for speaking out of school, and I don't think I am, but Juliana, let's clarify. For those that have multiple accounts with Archer, for example, getting paid on commissions on 2 separate accounts, we have discussed and you have confirmed that the data file that we will be sending over will list the payments that they're getting. And what I don't remember is if it's actually going to list it per account.
We'll have to double check on the file that Angela and Ripik are working on with the team, but I'm happy to cross-reference there for us. Yep.
But we will be listing the payments by commission.
To my understanding, yes. And
Okay.
Brian or Mark, again, I know since you guys are on the implementation side, I just want to verify the pay file has that listed accordingly. I know the invoice will obviously say Archer, right? So they'll be able to see the difference between both of the business entities. But however we have that pay file set up or broken down, that's exactly how we'll mirror it with the invoice the agents will receive with payment.
Yeah, we're going to send that with all the detail in it because it's very important on the customer service side.
For sure, for sure. Nope, I totally understand.
Okay, Reggie, I'm done.
All right. First of all, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you ADP and Juliana and everyone from ADP. Obviously, Ron for joining, and more importantly, Katira, thank you for joining us. Just a reminder, please be on the lookout in your email from hi@workmarket.com. It's hi@workmarket.com. Just search it in your inbox, junk, spam, or however else it comes in. But that's it. And I just want to say, everyone, be safe and keep booking. You guys are all doing amazing. And it's great to see everyone on the call. Some great familiar faces. So thank you so much for everyone joining us, and have a wonderful and safe week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, team. Bye, guys.